Going live. We're live. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. I'm Teacher Casey, and I'm here with Lucy. Hey, Lucy.
Hello.
How are you today?
I'm doing pretty good today. Doing
Did
very
you have any
well.
classes?
Not a single class today.
The
Monday is
Monday
my day
off.
off. Yes, it
Nice.
is.
It's
Well,
good every once in a while.
I've taught Latin to high school students and stuff like that. So
Oh, that's right.
I'm happy to be here with you.
You homeschool.
Yes,
Whew. Did you say Latin to high school? That does not
Latin.
sound fun
Yes.
to me at all.
Oh, it was a ball. We learned about
Okay.
infinitives and infinitive phrases and how to use them in Latin. We learned a
Wow.
lot of English and then transfer that to Latin. So it's pretty cool.
Nice. Hello, Kimberly. Thanks for coming. She said hello. Can you hear me and see me okay? Let me know in the chat, please, because I have a green dot, said no data, but now it says excellent connection. So I just want to make sure. So, all right, Lucy, I have some questions for you. Are you ready?
I'm ready as I can be. We'll see.
All right, I closed a few things, so hopefully everyone can hear me and see me, or us. All right, so what company or companies do you work for now? And who are
So
we talking about today?
currently, I am working for Vipkid because, that's my love. Been working for them for 5 years, but my bookings went down. So I teach about 20 classes from 6 to 9ish every day except Monday. And then in the afternoons, I teach for a company called LingoAce. And
Excellent.
that's who we're talking about today,
We
LingoAce.
are.
We are.
So why did you decide to go with this company? There's so many out there. What made you like, this looks
There,
good?
well, there are like hundreds of companies, it feels like. And I was
Yeah.
bombarded with, teachers talking about this company or that company. And I've looked at a lot of them, and it was either a lot of work and I had to make my own curriculum, or it just wasn't a platform that I liked, or I didn't like the curriculum, or I just wasn't drawn to it.
Yeah.
So I was contacted and asked to come work for LingoAce, and I looked at all of the curriculum and I looked at the platform, and I was like, this feels like home. It feels a
Mhm.
lot like VIP Kid, and it feels like home. And so I jumped in and said, why not?
Nice. Very good. It seems like you've got a great Facebook group going to help teachers too. I know we're going to talk about that probably later, but I got in there and I saw people asking questions and getting answers, and just sounded like a really positive, ready to go group.
Yeah, it's been really positive. And it was just because I was bombarded by so many messages. And I was like, you know what? We just need a little group and answer them there so everyone can hear those answers. And that's been really helpful.
Yeah, that's what I did too
Yeah.
for one of my companies. I'm like, I need a separate place for one company. So
Right, right.
so this is Lingo Ace. And now
Mhm.
I didn't write this in your questions, but
That's
it
okay.
started a little while ago, right? But there's
Mhm.
a part of it now that's newer. So can you tell us a little bit
Right.
about that?
So LingoAce as a company is about 5 years old, and they started off teaching Mandarin to students, kind of like Lingo Bus with VIP Kid.
Okay.
But I think their market was to Chinese students who live in other places, and maybe mixed families where there's a Chinese
Mhm.
parent and another parent. And
Right.
so they want their kids to learn Chinese. So they have this company that they've been going for 5 years, very successful, really booming. And they decided to branch off and start teaching English also. And most of the students have at least one descendant who is Chinese. So English
Oh,
is very, very important to improve their status in China and things, but all of the children live in other countries.
okay.
So
Wow.
I've only taught one student who is actually in China. They're
Hmm.
all in other countries. So it's a global company now, and
Nice.
they teach English to students who most of them have at least one Chinese descendant.
That's
Does
awesome.
that, if
That
that
sounds like a
makes
lot of fun.
sense?
It does. It really does. So I kind of like that it's not the newest company out there, and there's a lot of growing pains when you have
Yes.
the new platforms. Trust me, I'm on a couple. So I like that it is established somewhat. So that this is just kind of a branch off of that.
Mhm.
So what are the requirements with getting started with LingoAce?
It's most of the requirements are, or I think the requirements are what I remember. You need to have a bachelor's degree. So you need to
Okay.
have some type of college degree. You need some type of teaching certificate. It can be a teaching certificate, a TESOL certificate, or a TEFL. I don't know if that's how you
Okay.
pronounce it, but TEFL.
You're right.
And you need one of those three in order to go. And that's the only two I really remember being big
But
requirements.
age, 18 and up, I'm guessing?
Well, you have to have a bachelor's degree.
Oh, true.
So there was no age limit. It was just a bachelor's degree.
Yeah. Great. I'm sure they're expecting the high-speed internet and things like
Yes.
that.
Oh,
You need
now
to have
as far
good
as your
connection.
equipment and all, yeah, you need to
Yeah.
have a good a good camera. It was suggested an external camera, headphones, a microphone that works good lighting, a classroom background, something that's not too distracting, but really sets the idea that you're in a classroom. You have to have teaching skills, in order to be hired, you have to have those teaching skills that are good for online classrooms, like using TPR and having props and using minimal language when you have younger students, and then using context clues to help older students understand.
Mhm.
So all of those strong teaching skills, that's
Yeah.
what they're looking for.
Great. Hey, Kimberly, do you work for LingoAce or another company? I see there's like 6 people here. Say hi. Come chat with us. Let us know what you know about LingoAce. So I've just heard a little bit from Lucy, so I'm actually hearing all of this for the first time as well. So Lucy, is LingoAce done on an app or Zoom or its own platform? How is
It
this
has a platform called iTalkCloud or
iTalk
Talk
Cloud?
Cloud, Talk
Mhm.
Cloud. And it is a Chinese platform, and you go through Google Chrome in order to teach.
Oh,
So
okay.
you need a computer that has, of course, high internet speed and also good RAM. There are some qualifications. I don't have them in front of me,
Yeah.
but you teach on Google Chrome, not
Mhm.
Safari, not Microsoft Edge, not Opera, on
Google Chrome.
Chrome. Because if you don't, your microphone might not work, or it reminds me, mine's not even out. I don't know if you could hear all that, but
We did. We heard it all. It was good.
oh, good. Yeah, if you don't do it on Chrome, some teachers, their camera just quits working between classes or whatever. But on Chrome, it seems to like be very smooth. Really
Nice.
good.
Oh, Kimberly said she's hanging out with Vipkid Global, but not many bookings. I haven't had any yet, and I started closing my slots.
Oh no.
So, well, that's what I said, not
Yeah.
her. So she doesn't have many bookings,
Oh,
but
okay.
yeah, she said she's very interested in applying for LingoAce, so she's here looking for info. So that's good. Let us know if you have questions in the chat. I have quite a few here for Lucy. I keep looking down because my questions are down here. So, okay, we'll keep going. And if you have any questions, just put them in the chat for anyone that's getting more information here. So, Lucy, what are the best times for teaching at this company?
Okay, so it is a global company,
Mm.
24/7. Literally, they have classes 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The cool thing is, which I really love, is that they have bases in many different countries. So I think there's 7 global bases where they have support teams to help, so that whatever time zone you're teaching in or whatever time period you're teaching in, there is always a support team to help you, which is super nice.
Yeah.
My personal times, I teach with Vipkid. I am not on global. I just have some really dedicated old platform students who have figured out a way to stay.
Smart cookies.
So, yeah, one parent said, I've got some fancy finagling going on. Like, yes, you do. So,
well, Teacher Luci, you're worth it.
That's sweet. So I teach those in the early mornings. You can teach with LingoAce during those hours, and a lot of that time is a group class, which is in Thailand. It's based in Thailand, 1 hour difference from Beijing time zone. And so the time zones are the time is very similar for teaching. I teach in the afternoons, which I am loving because my kids are older and I don't have to do as much with them. So I
Yeah.
teach from 9, it depends on when I stop with Vipkid, like 8 o'clock to 11, and then
Mhm.
from 12:30 until 3 o'clock every day. And
Lingo.
I teach about 45 classes a week. I mean, a
Okay.
day, a week. Yeah, a week. 45 classes a week. No, it couldn't
Wow.
be a day.
That's with all. That's with
LingoAce. That's
just
just
LingoAce.
LingoAce.
Wow.
And then 20 slots with Vipkid.
Okay. Excellent.
So
Kimberly wants to know how far in advance do they need to book classes, and does LingoAce have short notice?
LingoAce does not typically have short notice. However, at the end of the month, like the last 2 days, they said you might get booked short notice, but not less than 12 hours because they were trying to fulfill their quota
Their
for
goal.
trial classes and getting new students in. But typically they don't have short notice, zero short notice. And I've only had 3 or 4 maybe in the last 3 weeks. I've only been teaching 3 weeks, so it's not like
Oh,
I know
wow.
everything.
Right. But I
Yeah,
can hear your enthusiasm about it. So I'm super
I
excited. So
really do
3 weeks,
love it. So
45
3 weeks,
classes a week. That's great.
yeah. So typically no short notice classes. What was the other part of that question?
How far in advance do they need to book
Mm,
classes?
the company really, really, really pushes and loves to have regular teachers for their students.
Mhm.
Really, really like regular students
Yeah.
or teachers. So they like for you to open up far in advance, but you don't have to. The schedule is truly yours.
Right.
So I have my schedule opened up for 2 weeks in advance, but I have 32 students who have pre-booked my classes for 6 months to a year in advance.
Wow.
So I know that if I open a class, that student is going to book it.
Mhm.
However, if I choose to have a wishy-washy schedule, like, oh, I think I want to work today, I'm not sure about
Right.
Friday, then I can lose those regular students
Right.
and I might just become a trial only teacher or lose bookings. So I know that important to mention, they like regular teachers, not where the parents say, oh, I'll try this teacher today and that teacher tomorrow. And, oh, I haven't seen Casey in 5 weeks. I want to do Casey this week. They
Yes.
really strongly like to have regular teachers.
Right. Great
So
question,
I
Kimberly.
hope
Thank you.
that answered the question. There
Yep.
are other classes. Those are one-to-one classes. There's 2 types of classes. So those are the one-to-one classes. That's the European or global market.
Mhm.
In Thailand, it's a 1 hour class and it's one teacher and 4 students.
Okay.
So
That's not
that's
so
a
bad either.
little bit different. And they like regular teachers to the point that you get a fixed schedule and you say, like tonight, I have a class at 9:30 on Monday and 9:30 on Wednesdays. Same class every single week, Monday and Wednesday, 9:30.
Mhm.
And that is already booked out for 6 months. Like it's
6
not,
months.
I can open my schedule and accept it. It's booked
Right.
because I said I will take that class.
Right. Now, what if something happens or you have to cancel?
If something like I got really, really sick and couldn't teach, I can cancel. Um,
Yeah.
and I might get penalized just like at other jobs. You might have to pay that $10 incentive fee or whatever.
Right.
Um, if I know that, oh, we're going to go next week is a wedding and I want to take next week these 3 days off, I can
Mhm.
ask for that in advance. And I can do that 2 times in a 6 month period with absolutely no penalty. If
Okay.
I want to take a 2 week vacation, I can do that once in a 6 month period with absolutely no penalty. I
Right.
just have to give advanced notice.
Mhm.
Otherwise, if you ask for too much time off, then they will say, we need a regular teacher and we're going to take this class and give it to another teacher.
Yeah.
So,
That's really good. And you totally understand that too. They want to
yeah,
keep
definitely.
consistency. Yeah.
Right.
But it is nice. That was where I was going with it, like vacation time
Yeah.
but really with these online classes, am I the only one? Like, I just teach them. Like, I teach in the hotel. My husband knows that it's coming at like 4 in the morning sometimes. And we just make sure I go
You
in
just
the
do it.
bathroom or whatever. I just teach them. So, Kimberly wants to know, are you dealing with IT issues with 4 students? I've always been scared of group classes. That's another great question.
Okay,
Not on
that's a
my
great
list.
question
Great.
for another video, because tonight is my very first group class.
Ooh, so we'll have to get back with you on
You
that
have to
one,
get back
Kimberly.
with me on that one. You can actually, like, the class I'm taking over has already had 4 classes. So I'm taking on the 5th class, and they've become my regular class. I can go back and watch the previous 3 classes, and there were
good.
0 IT issues.
Nice.
But if you ever have an IT issue, whether it's one of the students or yourself, you are put in a Microsoft team, and in that team, you can send a message, and there are standby people to either sub in your place if you have a power outage, or to jump into your classroom and help with any IT issues. Like,
excellent. Wow.
They are there all the time.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hi, Ariel. Thanks for coming. Ariel, we are talking about LingoAce. So have you heard of that company before? This is new to me. Lucy mentioned this one to me. So let's see. Oh, are there minimum hours to teach or minimum classes?
Nope. And nope.
Nice and nice. You already talked about class sizes. So you said the ones from Thailand are an hour long. What about the one-on-ones?
They're 25 minutes.
25 minutes. You may have said that.
And the curriculum is exactly the same, except the 1 hour class has a few extra slides, and they have a break song, which is really fun. It's just fun. And the 25-minute classes, they just took out a few of the slides, the extension slides. They're gone so that it's easy to do it in 25 minutes.
Right. Did you already tell us about the pay for LingoAce?
I did not. And you need to check your contract to make sure your pay is the same. But generally speaking, right now, it's $7 for a 25-minute class, $15 for a 55-minute class.
Okay.
If the students do homework and send it, upload it, and you receive the homework and you give feedback on that homework, you get $3.
Oh.
For the feedback. So you got to encourage those students to do the feedback so that they will send it to you. And it's really cool because I love to see the feedback and give them extra homework, or they send you a video with the sentence frames, and it's so cute. That's $3. If you have a trial class, pay is the same. And if you convert a student, it's $3 per student.
Great. Ariel says she has heard of it. Which countries do they teach? So it's global, Ariel. Yeah, it is global. Can you get to choose which classes you would like to teach? So you open up your slots, right?
Yes. Yeah. And you get what you get, and you don't pitch a fit. No.
I feel like I'm back in my kindergarten classroom for that one.
Actually, if you open midnight to about 7 a.m. Eastern time, then you're very likely to get 1 to 4 Thailand classes because that's their daytime. You might get some one-on-one classes, but it's more likely you'll get Thailand. If you do like me, I do afternoons, and I get one-on-one classes because Thailand is asleep.
Right.
So I get the one-on-one classes, and I teach all over the world, literally all over the world. Typically, they don't have a 9:30 1 to 4 class, but fortunately, they had one available, and I took it. I would not do 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm just not going to do that. I'm not.
Been there, done that. Yeah. I have no one to do that.
No desire. Don't
mind me like rubbing my eyes, guys. We went out and took some pictures by the water, and I think I've got like sand in my face. I keep itching my eyes. All right. So you already talked about the curriculum. What do you think about it? Because it's all pre-made for you.
It is all pre-made. Woohoo! Thank you. Nice. The songs. There's a song in every class I've taught so far. There is a song, and it's really a good song with good voices, not like what I was accustomed to. It's not made up to a new tune, to an old tune with new words that don't match. They're like really good songs that teach the sentence frames. Now, with some older students, like I have some 12 and 13-year-old students, may not like to sing those songs, but I play them anyway because it puts it in their brain, right? and
Right.
then we just read the song. But what I like, it's different, but it's similar to Vipkid, which is what I'm used to. There are 2 vocabulary classes. So for example, older students, they learn the body parts: head, hand, arm, knee, leg, and then they might learn verbs: run, jump, hop, wave, and they put it together with the vocabulary words from the previous lesson.
Nice.
Then they read a story, which includes those sentence frames that you can make from the 2 types of vocabulary. And then they have cross-curricular. So lesson 5, which I'm teaching tonight, is about the skeleton.
Cool.
And I actually have a big, huge skeleton for it. But
the
skeleton, of course I do. Why not? The skeleton helps us stand. The skeleton helps us nod. The skeleton helps us dance. These are the words that they've already learned, and now they're learning to apply it to something that they can identify with, which is really cool. And then they have an assessment. What I don't like, they don't have any grammar. No grammar. So it's
okay, not good for the kids, but grammar. Great for this teacher.
So, but they do have in the platform, you can pull up a full screen whiteboard in place of your PPT. So for example, I had a student who couldn't differentiate when to use or an. I pulled up that full screen whiteboard. We started writing on the whiteboard, which we could both do, and teach that grammar. Right. Pulled up the PPT again. We're back where we were supposed to be, right on target, and we continued the lesson. So you can teach grammar. It's just not built in for you.
Right. So Kimberly said, what is the biggest difference between Vipkid and LingoAce? It kind of seems like you just hit on that. Was there anything else you wanted to say about that one? Or
some differences? Let's see. The songs are better. Yeah. They don't teach grammar. The support team is way better. I mean, like,
awesome. It sounds like it. And that's not a knock for Vipkid. We know the firemen work hard. But LingoAce just has a team in different time zones, right?
Right, exactly. Yeah. They have a team for every time zone, and so that makes a huge difference. That's really it. I mean, the curriculum is solid. It is solid curriculum. Yeah. Vipkid is solid curriculum. VIP is Common Core. This is not.
Right.
So, and the hours. I mean, that's the difference. You know. The hours are awesome.
Hey, Melissa, thanks for coming. Melissa wants to know the ages. Are there any adults? Are there weekends? And
all right,
let's go for it.
Ages. Supposedly, it is 4 to 13. However, you may have children as young as 2 or 3. Say that from experience. You may have students as old as 16. Again, I say that from experience. They are a new company, and so they only have levels 1 and 2. So trying to teach a 16-year-old a level 2 curriculum can be kind of challenging. You have to know how to extend. But they are building their curriculum very, very quickly. The hours, again, 24/7, 7 days a week. Weekends, yes. Weekends are their really high times. They need teachers for weekends, or that's what they keep saying. They need weekend teachers.
Wondering. Sorry, Lucy.
So, yeah, no problem. That's what I keep getting in the chat box and Teams where we have our support. We need some weekend teachers. If you want to open up this time and this time, we've got classes that we need to fill. So
nice. So Melissa has a full-time day job, so she want to know about weekends and is it busy? So Melissa, I think that's great. You may want to hook up with Teacher Luci after this and look into it. So let's see. Do I have any more questions for you? We already talked about pay, and is there anything else you want to tell us about this company? Sounds like a lot of fun.
It's really, really, really so much fun. Like, I cannot say how much fun I have in these classes.
Yeah.
I love teaching students who are in Italy and Brazil and Peru and let's see, Panama and French Guyana and France and Germany and Switzerland and all these different countries, and hearing their cute little accents from all these different countries is so cool. So cool.
Cute.
The assignment, after class assignments, that homework, and I already mentioned it, is the most amazing way to connect with the students in a deeper level, and because you they send you their homework, and then you give them personal feedback. And so it's like a conversation between the two of you throughout. So I really like that.
Right. So in the description box below, I've added the information, but can you just tell us if somebody is sitting here like, yep, ready to get started, what do they need to do?
Okay, so you need to fill out an application. When you fill out your application, be prepared to upload a photograph that you will use as your teacher profile photograph, because they will use it for that purpose. And be prepared to have a video created and upload it with your application, and that is your profile video. There is a sentence at the end that says something like, welcome to our LingoAce English class, or something that you have to say at the very end. But be prepared for that, because I was not.
Yes. So have you made a video, or do you have something for them to say, be prepared with this long a
I
video?
don't. It's on the Facebook page. I have a lot of that information in there. It's 30 to 60 seconds. And basically what I said was, hello, my name is Teacher Luci, and where I graduated college from, what my degree is in, that I have 5 years of online teaching experience and thousands of students, and from ages this to this, and these are my teaching skills, and I can't wait to see you in LingoAce English class, or something. I don't remember. I don't remember. But there's even my actual video on the Facebook page, which is kind of embarrassing, but just to say, this is what you have to be prepared for. Have your teaching certificate, or your TESOL, or your TEFL, and I have heard teachers download theirs from Vipkid, and that was satisfactory. You could use that.
Oh, good.
So those things, and your college degree, your bachelor or your master's degree, have all those things ready before you go to fill out the application, and it'll help a lot. It'll speed things through. There's also a teacher agreement that you sign. That is signing your contract before you're hired. So you sign that teacher agreement. I suggest you download your teacher agreement, because it's difficult to find. Something that's bad is that the platform that we're using is still based off of their Chinese platform. So there's a lot of Chinese in there, and you have to keep right-click and translating and then refreshing. So it's not as user-friendly as you would like for it to be. But yeah.
We have some great questions for you. Kimberly wants to know if your referral link is in the Facebook group. It should be below in the description box.
It is. It's my email address. So if you get my referral link, you can send me an email, I guess.
And it'll ask them on the application, right?
Yes. It says, how did you hear about LingoAce? And there's lots of options, including a referral, referring teacher, Facebook, YouTube, all these different options. If you click referring teacher, you can put in a referral link. If you choose something else, you can't. And if you put mine in, like, yay, thank you. But if you don't, come to the Facebook group anyway, because we're just there to help.
Yeah. And the Facebook group should be below as well, I think.
LingoAce English Live. I don't know if you did. I can't see it.
If it's not below in the description box, I'll put it in there. Let's see. How long does it take to get booked?
That depends on the hours that you open and the consistency of your schedule. It really does. For me, I opened up 3 weeks at a time with a full, I was full open, because I just wanted to build my business. And from Vipkid, I knew that was the way to do it. And I got booked very quickly. Well, I got booked from my first trial on a Saturday. It converted. Yay. My second trial was on a Tuesday, the only class for Tuesday. And then suddenly for that week, I had 25 bookings.
Wow.
The next week, 45.
Wow. I saw someone in your Facebook group, they opened, and less than a minute later, they were booked for the class. She was like, whoa.
What?
That's awesome.
Now, some teachers have been booked very successfully. I mean, I just feel very fortunate. I got my one conversion at the very beginning, and they started giving me lots of trials. Those trials I've converted 17 out of 40, and all of those, not all of them, most of those students have become regular students, as well as a few others. So that's how I got high bookings. I converted a lot of trials. But there are other teachers who open up just 2 hours or 2 slots 3 days a week and it's not consistent, they're
Yeah.
not seeing the same bookings. So it
Yeah.
depends on when you open your slots and how consistent they are.
Excellent. And do you know, do they choose? Do parents choose? This was a question from Melissa.
A little bit of both.
Yeah.
I know that you actually see who your learning partner is for the students. So you
Oh,
get a lot
wow.
of information. And I know Huang Yan is my learning partner. And I have 80% of my students are with Huang Yan. I don't know how you say that, but that's who my learning partner is with most of my students. And then I have other learning partners. But
Excellent.
I know that that learning partner referred me to other parents. But parents they can see all of the profiles of teachers and say, I'd like to try this teacher. So it's
Yeah.
kind of a combination.
Do you know, are there a ton of teachers at this point or not yet?
There's like, from my understanding, there's a little over 100.
Okay, good.
So it just started in November.
Yeah.
That
For
was
this
like
part,
for the English company.
right?
It started in November as a pilot program and became official in December. So it's very, very new.
Nice. Awesome. Well, if you guys have any other questions or you're watching the replay, feel free to put them in the comment section and I will forward them to Lucy and she can get back to you, or she'll send me a message or something and we'll answer your questions there. But really, the best thing to do is go to her Facebook group and get your questions answered there.
Yeah, answer those questions or you can't come in.
Oh, yeah. I have that issue with my groups too. I'm like, just answer them.
Just answer the
So,
question, please.
I know.
And we
Awesome.
have to do that because you get strange people coming into these
You
Facebook
do.
groups. Like
Yeah.
I had somebody very strange wanting to come in. I was like, I don't think so. I don't think so.
Let's see. Stephen, I think your last video you were talking about tips to get hired. Is that link on the Facebook group? Thanks. My last video on Hollow, I talked about getting hired. And that is my personal Facebook group that's on there. This video is all about LingoAce, and her Facebook should be below. If it's not, then I will add it to there. So great questions.
Lots
Awesome.
of tips on getting hired. And we try to do a Zoom meeting like once every week or every other week. And we just walk through, here's your live demo. What do you need to know? How do you pass? And try to really help any teacher who wants help.
Oh, I was going to ask you, countries where people can be from to get on LingoAce. Is it?
I don't think it's just North America.
Okay.
But I'm not 100% sure.
Okay.
I was watching a video and the guy was definitely from England.
Yeah.
Definitely. I mean, he had that English accent and everything. So.
Okay. I have someone asking me, they have a bachelor's and a TESOL or TEFL, but they're from Morocco, I think. So
yeah, I can't answer that question, but I don't think so.
All right.
I don't think you have to be from North America.
Gotcha.
I think you can be from over there too.
All right. Well, thank you all so much for coming, hanging out in the chat. Hey, Johnny, nice to see you. So thanks for hanging out in the chat with us. And Lucy, thank you for coming as always.
It was my pleasure. I had fun. This was a good time.
Oh, Angie, or Giselle, the pay, she did go over that. Do you have a second?
It's $7 for a 25-minute class, $15 for a 55-minute class, with the possibility of earning an incentive for checking homework, $3 for the homework for the 25-minute class, and $2 for each homework for the 55-minute class.
Whew.
Yeah.
Perfect. You got it. All right, Lucy, we'll see you next time.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye. Bye, everybody.